Hey guys, in this video I want to share 5 ideas about possible title update for builds, using some cookie cutter approaches, focus on raw and elemental, as well as some evasive lands builds, and as always, a defensive set. So let's begin with the dragon element. In this one I am using most Berserk pieces to get both dragon skills, to get as much damage as possible. The issue with this build is that if you get hit in Anomaly Quest, you may get Blighted, which recovers HP and you'll get that HP back in a couple of hits. And the second issue is its affinity. The second can be patched with some weapon augmentations, but our main affinity skill is going to be Bloodlust. Reason why I recommend you to get at least 2 levels in those grips. That is the list of decos you may need, and this thing deals a lot of damage once it gets at 80% HP, and its elemental damage goes through the roof, with Dragon Conversion, Coalescence and Dragonheart. Another tactic that can be used is exploiting that Berserk skill from the grips, in case you are having a hard time reducing your HP. The next one is an evasive raw build. I had shared a different idea in the past, but right now with newer armor pieces and skills, this one is worth updating. Now with access to Intrepid Heart and Berserk's grips, evasive lance builds are way easier to use, as those skills are going to reduce a lot the incoming damage. Keep in mind that augmenting the lance may give some troubles, as there is a level that increases its sharpness, but that will depend from your effectiveness at attacking and avoiding. 10 extra hits shouldn't really mess the set that much, and if it throws you a bit off guard, adding the third Grinder S skill might give you the edge to go for some extra sharpness. That is the list of decos you may need, and the only gimmicky thing is the charm, but right now being able to farm specific skills shouldn't make it that hard to get. Other than that, this build requires some practice to use properly, but once you go through the motions, it deals a lot of damage. For the third build, this is just one example of what can be done regarding elemental damage. Once again, patching a bit with weapon augmentations, we can get a better affinity. The build is going to have an extra weakness exploit, so you can gamble with some of those 3 parts to get 2 good skills, but that may require many rolls. Personally, I will use the grips as they have several skills that can be gambled. That is the list of decos you may need, and just to let you know, you can roll many times those grips to get the third powder mantle, but to be honest, that skill appears rarely unless you use augment skill option. Other approach could be getting Bloodlust, and something similar can be done with other elements. You just have to change weapons, some decos for elemental damage, and that's it. Also, depending from the weapon, you may not need that handicraft, being able to change it for a Coalescence 2 plus the option of having Bloodlust to synergize both skills. That way you can add some extra damage with the weapon augmentations. For the fourth build, this is a defensive set. This thing pretty much can stand a lot of attacks, perhaps aside from some nasty ones like Berserk's type. Maybe if everything activates in unison, but I don't think that avoiding that attack should be that much of a problem. And also, just because we are using a defensive set, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be able to deal some good hits. That is the list of decos. This thing, once everything has activated, is going to hardly have an issue receiving some direct hits. And it's not that hard to get aside from those Berserk braces, and even if this thing looks like a meme, it is possible to use a Sparrow Thrust almost against any attack. Plus, having Embolden 3 gives us the chance to avoid attacks by jumping, which can help a lot. And for the fifth build, I am once again improving a bit more the evasive elements, in particular poison. This specific build may be a bit tricky to pull off, but is a better execution than the one I showed in the Augmented lance builds for Title Update 3. This is just to show the huge difference a charm can make. Of course, if you are playing in consoles, you'll have to roll many charms, but this is something that can be achieved. Most of the times, elements can be surpassed without that much issue, because their attack is quite low, so rolling some attack charms may give good results. Those are the decos we are going to need, and as soon as you are avoiding and hitting the enemy constantly, you can permanently inflict poison damage. And as you may notice, every build has Intrepid Heart in it. Right now, there is literally no reason to not use it, because the thing can save you a lot of times, and you can also roll it in augmentations, but as it is a tier 1 deco, it shouldn't be that hard to add. I hope you find these ideas useful. Thank you so much for watching. and I'll see you next time.